Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christiana. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys today my experience coming to America for the first time. Okay. So yeah, coming to America for the first time for me, it was different, right? Like I said, I would was I even when I came to America. I was 10, 11. I was 10, 11 years old. This was 2017, and I was traveling to the United States. So let's go through this. Growing up in school, I remember from like since like 2013, whenever I call my dad, because my dad was here, it was me and my siblings and one of my um cousins that actually lived with us. um so okay, so my dad was here and it was just us back home. And whenever I'd call my dad, "Daddy, when are we coming to meet you?" We said this year, no go happen. So 20, I remember particularly this year 2016. um I asked my dad, I think I asked him in 2015, "Dad, when are we coming to meet you?" He said next year. And then 2016, I think the school was over. I was so sure that I was not coming back to school the next year because I was traveling to America to meet my father. So 2016, school was over. I was telling my classmates, "I'm not coming back. I am not coming back. You people, I'm traveling to America." And growing up, would watch international movies in my house, like um Spanish movies, Philippine movies, um Filipino movies, Indian movies, international. Like I always loved Spanish telenovelas. Like I would watch it, I would try to react it with my friends in school, but they wouldn't get it because they don't understand it. They've not watched it before. And I would get so frustrated because they were not understanding the drama. So it was just only me and the things I know and acting by myself in my head. So I always loved acting, always loved directing and all of that, but I'm digressing. So uh so I told them, and then 2017 came. I had to go to school. I didn't want to go. Like I didn't want to go because I'm like, damn. Because I already told them 2016 is different. So it's not like the other years that I've told you that I'm not coming back to school. I'm actually for you not coming back to school. They're like, okay, okay. So me going back to school 2017 was like actually assuring the fact that yes, he was just joking. So 2017 came. I had gone to school. And they were like, "I thought you said you won't come back." I'm like, "Don't worry, this year." They said na lie. So later in 2017, um my mom told us we have an appointment. We're going for somewhere for our embassy and all of that. That whole embassy drama first. Let's me even start with that. I think this video is gonna have to be two parts if it's long, but if it's not long, I'll cut it short. I'll leave it like this. We went to the embassy. We had an appointment, so we'd wake up very early in the morning, went to the embassy. We got to the embassy, look for documents first. First was in line. They said you have to do photocopy of picture. My mom, they went across the street, did photocopy of picture. We got into a place where everybody was sitting down. They said, "Bring out your things." We couldn't find it. Hey, we couldn't find for I think for my mom's own and my one of my sister's own. Hey God. We couldn't find my second sister. We couldn't find it. Hey, guys, guys. My mother, as prayer warrior, she was like, so I'm gonna say it in Yoruba and then I'll translate it. Surely, she said something. She said, "Èṣù lágbára kò ní gbàlà, a máa rí sẹ́ lágbẹ̀dẹ Jésù." So she said that the devil has power, but it doesn't. Devil has power, but is not a savior. It can't save. So it was just praying that we will find it. That the devil cannot prevail over this. My mom just started praying, panicking at the same time praying. She prayed, oh, prayed, oh. We look. We now finally found it. Thank God. So we found it, we passed that next stage that we're in, we entered the interview, everything. They interviewed us and all of that. At first, my mother was very nervous, but then we did all that and it went well. So we now went back home. So it went well that even my mom was so happy that she even lodged us in a hotel. And that was the first time I've ever been to a hotel in my life. So she lodged us in an hotel. We stayed there. The next morning we went home. I think we had another appointment the next morning. We went for that. We went home and all of that. My mother was so happy. So when we went home, I think I fought. That me fighting in school is a whole different topic. Is that was a story for another day, is a whole new different video. So I fought in school, and then I didn't go to school the day after. I literally beat this. It wasn't actually in school. It was on our way home. But our mom kept school the next day, and the next day I had an appointment again for our embassy and traveling and all of that. And I remember that was also my first time in Victoria Island, and I was just like, "This is amazing." So we went to Victoria Island for something else that has to do with our traveling, and all that experience. So it took the whole day, and everybody was so happy and all of that. So we finished that up. That process was very hasty. They were like, okay, do this, do that. Okay, okay, are you ready to go? Are you excited and that? And I remember there was a day I think we were like not at the airport, but we are like at a place where it was like a big embassy, like it was very big. I think it was embassy. It also had something to do. So I remember we were sitting and a girl beside us, I think it was a visa place or a passport place, a girl beside us where we were sitting, she was her and her mom, and I think she was traveling to America. She was traveling to London to go visit her grandma. And I remember conversing with her or her mom, and then she's like, "Oh, my little friend," and all of that. So I had that little encounter. So why am I talking like that? I had that little encounter, and then yeah, that was just a moment for me. I was like, oh, I met somebody new, and she's like, traveling too, and all of that. So, I think the girl came home to visit, and then she was going back. So, yeah, so we went back home. Next day in school, my teacher was like, da, 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 you first did it, okay, fine, thank you. That's the whole story. I don't want to pull all that story out. It's a very short story, actually, but yeah, that's in my other video. Um, So we went back home that day and then we were traveling.